Yeah.
And you know what was funny is that funny not in like ha 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 ha, but
I already
funny
know what
in
you're
like
what you're going to
ha
say.
ha ha ha. It's
Just say it.
okay. So it's the fact that Ferrari and Mercedes took advantage
Of
of
the
the safety
safety
car.
And Red Bull
And
didn't
they
even
got
pit.
bested by Red Bull on strategy. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Through goes Hamilton! You can hear the cheers from Monza!
The mics are on and off we go.
Hi, guys.
My name is Winnie.
My name is Ray.
Welcome to the Wheelspin Podcast, the home of Formula One content and everything motorsport. And welcome to the podcast. I don't know if it's in the view. So we were out this past weekend at Red Bull Ring in Austria. We had a sprint format weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I think I had to also not Google, but just re-familiarize myself with the sprint format. You know, it's changed so much. They started last year, there was another format. Then there was this year.
This new format where qualifying is different from sprint qualifying and
Yeah, I mean, they're going for like an action-packed, like to give people, action all through the weekend. But I'm thinking, like, for example, I feel like the sprint was like very, very short. I mean, it's a sprint.
it was
very short,
24 laps.
and it's around Austria. That like
And Austria, the
track
circuit is very short.
Yeah, so I felt like wow, you blink and then it's over.
Yeah, when during the sprint when I was thinking maybe there's gonna be action, the whole Ferrari on McLaren on Mercedes, the whole thing. It ended
very
it was very
fast.
underwhelming because I thought
Thank
maybe
you, so anticlimactic. Like I was
Exactly.
like, wow, okay. I really thought it would be I was like, what if we maybe got to like 30 laps? Maybe
Yeah.
30. Yeah. So we had Friday. Friday there was practice. So that means there was minimal like time for teams to gather
Yeah.
data. So I actually thought it was not like a very like good track to bring upgrades, but actually like it was a good track to bring.
Yeah, the
to
McLarens
bring,
did.
They did. They were So they actually ran okay. Ferrari had upgrades as well.
Yeah, but the McLaren was fast.
And the Williams as well. The Williams package was packaging.
Yeah,
It was working.
and we bashed their floor. We are sorry.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah,
You
the
almost feel
McLaren,
ashamed, but we're not.
the McLaren was actually really fast. You saw Lando Norris in sprint qualifying, but again, he has him and stats.
So in fact, they weren't even calling it sprint qualifying, sprint shootout.
Notes.
So on Friday there was practice and then qualifying.
Qualifying for the
setting
race.
the grid for Sunday's race.
Yeah.
That was like, I mean, it's nice that they didn't have, you're doing qualifying on Friday when you haven't understood your car. Practice gave me hope for Mercedes. I mean, they were running in like similar times. They were doing like race simulations.
Yeah, and they were
with Red Bull.
Yeah, and they were the fastest
actually-
on hards.
Yeah, and the hards, and they were working quite okay. Hey, qualifying was okay. Wow, poor for Checo Perez. Wow, Checo Perez
Again.
and track limits.
But so many people's track times were deleted. Checo
Lap
Perez
times, yeah.
and Lewis Hamilton as well.
Yeah,
His
he
lap time was
suffered.
deleted.
But that was like
For
sprint shootout.
shootout.
So in quali, like I think everyone had like apart from like Checo and his laps being deleted, it's just fairly not very.
I felt like that was a similar qualifying result to the previous races that we've been
so
having.
it's like a normal like precedence, like as in it's nothing like out of the
Of the
apart
normal.
From, yeah, in fact, I love that it's nothing out of the normal because we had Albon again.
Yeah. I mean,
Performing nicely.
it's nothing out of it's Max on pole, and then it was the Ferraris.
But luckily, I had like put together such a
Yeah.
a good like was that sprint where the gap was like 48,000.
No, for qualifying.
It was qualifying.
Yeah,
the
it was
gap was
so close.
Yeah, he
But
would have
I mean-
clinched pole. Yeah. Anyway,
He
so that
would
was
have.
Friday. Yeah. Apart from like just Checo's times lap times being deleted. Yeah, I mean, then Saturday.
Yeah, the shootout. We saw Lando Norris, put in such a good time.
Yeah, he did.
But I really don't have anything to say
From sprint?
from sprint, because in the sprint actually Max won again.
Again. So I don't
And
think
yeah.
it's anything like out of the apart from like I don't know, I kinda love like the new format though. Like it's so fast, no time to pick. Like I mean Q1 SQ1
Yeah.
like
The sprint shootout.
yeah. I mean it's like what was it 12 minutes? Like it goes like
Yeah.
reducing, and Q3 is like 8 minutes. I'm like that is not even enough time for teams to get their shit together. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, of course, it's bad for them. I mean, for the teams because they have to have their
Yeah.
stuff together.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just action. But I'm like, okay, the weekend is ending so fast.
Yeah, I feel like
There wasn't like
there were times when you felt like race weekend usually like lasted for a bit. But now they're going really fast, especially sprint weekends.
yeah, especially like that sprint qualifying, it's pretty short, and then it's 3 hours again. Then we do the sprint race. The sprint like was 24 laps. I don't know how much distance they covered, like in the sprint, but I felt like it was a bit.
I mean, it was just for fun.
It was yeah.
They're just
Louis said
bringing
it felt
bringing all the
go-kart. It was like a go-kart thing.
yeah, they're bringing all the drivers for fun. You're like, this is what you do, so
Yeah,
just go
please
race.
go race, and then
Just go race
yeah.
for fun.
But I think the only like event you can point at from the sprint race was like they started off. It was pretty. The track was wet.
Oh, yeah, it
so that
was
means
wet.
all the rubber laid on Friday was like non-existent on Saturday.
Yeah.
So they all were intermediates, and then the track wasn't really drying any fast. But Russell took the gamble and went and pitted for slicks.
Yeah, and it did
Trigger a lot of teams like now pitting.
pitting
Yeah.
for unless you of course you are Max Verstappen.
You won't pit.
Why do you have to pit?
Yeah, I mean, he was like way ahead. And the crazy thing is that he created such a big. I mean, he's on intermediates and he was setting like such fast laps
laps
and gave Leclerc. Is it Leclerc?
Yeah, and Leclerc was battling in the middle.
Oh yeah, I remember he was not even in the middle. He was like.
There were mid teams. The top
Oh,
teams
so it
were
was
mid.
Saints.
The top teams were mid team.
Yeah. Well,
Because we had Ferrari, the Ferrari of Leclerc and Lando Norris and the two Mercedes.
But I love that we are not even we are saying Ferrari, McLaren, not even Ferrari, then Mercedes, because Mercedes is a mid team.
It's a mid team. Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Anyway, yeah.
It doesn't make us happy, but
Yes, we had signs, and how are you pulling a 5-second gap? Because Nico Hulkenberg had such a good sprint shootout time, but I feel like the Haas really burns into their tires really quickly.
Degrades.
Yeah, so it's degrading. So as so many people were able to catch up with him, I really thought he would be on the podium.
But he also pitted. I feel like
I
I think
knew.
what if they kept the gamble over? But he actually did like
He pitted for mediums though. Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, he pitted for mediums.
Because his car can't complete such a small race in like softs. I mean,
don't know. I feel like they fire up their tires really quickly. So they burn through them really
Very
quick.
fast
Yeah,
as well.
very fast. So
Yeah.
Max got 8 points in the sprint.
Russell got a point as well.
Yeah,
Like, it was points for the
him
top eight.
and Esteban were this close. I mean, when I said
Did you see the? Yeah,
I
they were-
saw
they
the
were-
graphic.
But I think Ocon,
0.009 seconds.
That
I mean, Russell was going for that.
he
For that
was really.
sport.
I think he gambled and it worked.
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean,
was nice.
he should be the chief strategist for Mercedes.
Or maybe he should be maybe subcontracted by Ferrari on other weekends. This weekend
Yeah.
they're trying.
Yeah,
They're really
they're
really
trying. But
still, I also feel like they didn't try. No, I remember there was something. No, we can go back. No, that was sprint. That was Saturday.
Yeah.
Not so much, but it was underwhelming.
I mean, it was interesting if you are who are Sainz fan and
Yeah.
Verstappen fan.
But when is it ever exciting for Verstappen? Just winning, like
I mean, it's just the.
no,
We feel like he lacks emotion when he does, but
his
maybe
wins are so
inside,
lackluster.
maybe inside he's jumping with joy. I don't know.
You see Max jumping in joy.
No, inside.
Really?
Yeah, when he says simply lovely. Inside
Simply
he's,
lovely,
he's
yeah.
jumping with joy.
Wow.
I mean, and then he
You
was
think that
on.
must happen? Like, you think that's what happens in the
Maybe,
But
you
it
know,
does
you
seem
know,
like you know, he's like, I remember, I don't know, I kind of love him. He's not. Whoa, what did I just say? No, no, no. I mean, I don't like have so. Okay, I do have so much. Like this weekend, he did make me a little bit angry, but this like was a countering when he blocked Lewis's race, but also you could argue it from Max's point of view, like his lap was also hampered. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. So we're going to the race already.
Yeah, on Sunday.
On Sunday. What was that moment with Perez and like Max?
I mean,
was that the sprint session or was it was a race?
It was no.
It was a sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
He was pushed out.
Yeah, he was. What's wrong with Max and Checo
and
is all like. Max is saying that Checo pushed him off the track.
And then Checo is also saying
that
what's wrong with this
what's wrong with Max? Yeah,
so I mean, they will say they talked about it, and then in the media when in their post like sprint interviews, Max is like, yeah, I mean, as we've talked about it, but you know, for you guys, just go write something. You know, for the clicks.
For the clicks. Well, yeah, you know,
I love such a sassy moment. Like, I just
you know, the journalists are gonna look for something to make a headline of,
and they, I mean,
trouble in paradise at Red Bull.
Yeah, are the boys going at it? Okay, no, well, okay, no.
Rivalry in Red Bull.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna get everyone to comment.
I'm trying to really think about something like like panny or something for Red Bull. Okay. Are the horns split? Okay. No, yeah. But I miss it.
I mean, Sunday, I don't even know. Did I have any like hope for Sunday? You know, before the race started, I just knew it was Max Verstappen wins Austria.
Oh, definitely. So I will say, like me as a Lewis Hamilton fan, I mean, I thought I did have a bit of hope, like at the start when he made up all those positions. No,
that was
sprint.
It was sprint. He started, you know, P18 next to you know, he was supposed to start next to his old teammate, but Bottas started on mediums, and it was raining, so he had to go back to the pits.
I mean, he delayed the whole. He had delayed the whole.
Yeah, the whole grid. So I mean, Lewis made up
a position on Norris at the start of the race. Oh, that is what I was saying.
Yeah.
So when he made the position on like during the race, like lights out, nice start by Lewis. Like he made a position on Norris. Hey, but then like Gafla bin Vu.
But you know, imagine, you know, at the beginning of the race, there's like some drama between Max and Leclerc and Sainz, and I thought, and Leclerc was in the lead for a moment, and then Max took back the lead.
Yeah, but I think you know, with Austria, it's like a lot of like those switcher.
Yeah,
rules,
yeah,
like
and it's an anti-clockwise circuit.
Oh, yeah. So I thought, like at the start, I think Sainz was like had better pace than Leclerc.
Yeah, he did.
So I actually thought Ferrari
were
would
gonna invert the cars
because I think it would have given them a better chance.
It was
chase Max.
Yeah, it was in the. I feel like them inverting the cars was in the benefit of the team. They would have got a double podium.
I think they would have, and that's what I said. I think that race was decided when they did not decide to invert the cars because consistently, like Sainz was literally behind, like was on
the rear of Charles
for a few laps before like the safety car.
Yeah, he was literally on the rear of Charles, and he's telling the team, I have better pace.
But then he's also not asking to go because I don't know, like there's such, as in I don't know what's going on at Ferrari again. I mean, do I have to keep on saying this all the time? Like in all episodes, I'm like, Ferrari. But anyway, I mean.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think the strategist really thought about Perez in that moment.
Yeah, but I think.
But you know,
Red Bull
kept
him out.
Yeah.
And you know what was funny is that. Funny not in like ha 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 ha,
but I already
funny
know what
you're
going to say.
Ha 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 ha. Let me say.
Yeah, just say. But I know what you're going to say.
Really?
But just say it.
Okay. So it's the fact that Ferrari and Mercedes took advantage of the safety car.
And Red Bull didn't even pit.
Bested by Red Bull on strategy. Like what? I was like, Okay. I mean, I thought like there was an advantage. Imagine.
Yeah,
I
but
thought-
so many teams went in under the safety car, you know.
Yeah.
So many teams went in. We saw the Mercedes, the Ferrari. I thought Alonso was not going to pit because of track position, but he came
pitted,
in. So the
yeah.
Aston Martins came in, the Alpines came in. But I'm saying
Red Bull?
Sergio Perez.
P2?
And then he's like P3,
P3?
then P2. Sergio
So-
Perez started the race
track
P15.
And then he's just no. I think there's a genius like what's her name again? This chief strategist
Hannah.
Hannah Schmitz. Is it?
But also they have they can
have the car,
afford
they can afford to just
to
not
not
take
pit
Imagine
under the
not
safety
take-
car.
You say like under the safety car you are saving yourself
You know,
so much time.
20 seconds.
almost 20 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
20
a lot.
seconds.
And for a team not to take advantage of that.
I
and
mean,
still best
Max
you guys.
was cruising very well, but I feel like a slight takeaway can take away from this race was Max. Somebody else led the Grand Prix since Miami in this year. Somebody else has led the Grand Prix.
Charles
At least
there.
Charles
Yeah,
led
they
for
did.
me.
But then
Before
I feel like he was just a sitting duck. Like,
He was
and
a
of course,
sitting duck.
I mean, I think with like the teams, beating fast. Of course, now Red Bull staying out, they will come out in fresher tires,
Yeah.
and they know they have the machine underneath them.
Yeah.
So that means they can chase. They chase. They don't even chase. Is it a chase?
No, it
I
was
think
just,
the only person who like really did give like Red Bull a run for their money.
yeah.
Carlos
Sainz.
Sainz.
Yeah,
Carlos
he-
Sainz said, "I'm not in like a second driver mentality here. I'm gonna show you guys how it's done." Like,
Yeah, he tried to defend, but I mean,
no, he tried.
Okay,
that
he
was the
did.
only
He's the-
moment in the race. Like honestly, it was like
he's the new
wow.
Minister of Defense.
I was
the
like,
Spanish Minister
"Are
of
you
Defense.
like? Did you benchmark from Perez himself? Like,
Yeah.
where you going? Where you going? Like, I mean, it was excellent.
Yeah, he did. He
driving. Oh my
did
God,
try.
he
You know,
did
Charles
try.
didn't even. It was like he saw Max Verstappen in his rears. Like,
He didn't even close his door. He was like,
just-
just with Peter.
just have at it.
Have at it.
Also I feel like the Ferraris tried to double stack.
They
At
did
some-
it.
in the
but
race.
they
They messed
Sainz.
he did such a slow stop.
Leclerc's stop was okay, right?
It
No,
was
they
it was slow, but how did Sainz do a 4.4 stop and he wasn't even doing
No,
the
I
penalty.
think
it was such a
it was
slow
a
stop.
slow stop. Yeah. So so that was it. I think that was the only moment. The race is good.
And also Sainz and Perez as well.
That was the
'Cause-
only moment.
Yes, the whole thing was Sainz and Max, Sainz and Perez, Sainz and Norris. It was
Yeah.
Sainz was
Everywhere. I think he was
Everywhere.
like. I think he needs like he was like. You're not about to catch me napping.
yeah.
I'm gonna show out and show off. And he drove the.
Do you
back
think
out
this
of
is
that
do
Mercedes
you
Ferrari.
think this is the first time I'm in a car? No.
Do you? Do you think? Do you think this is the first time my name is being called out in Formula One? I mean, his dad is a rally driver. I think he has it in his blood as well.
Yeah.
He's an excellent racer.
I mean, I feel like now he deserves better. He's been consistently faster than Charles.
Leclerc.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel
He
like
deserved the
he
podium.
deserves the podium.
Yeah,
he deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved the podium. So
didn't get
it was very sad
Yeah,
to
it
see
was so
him.
sad not to see him like up.
Yeah, to see him getting the podium. We saw Nico. He did not finish the race.
Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah, I don't know where he was going. But engine issues, so he did not finish the race.
Kwani watu ende mahali.
No, why are you cutting through the corners?
He doesn't want to talk directly.
I mean, I saw he did not. I think that was the only retirement of the
Yeah,
race.
it was only retirement. And then he had like such a good weekend.
Yeah, I really thought
Yeah.
he was, gonna be somewhere in the points, but unfortunately he did not.
Yeah.
And also, I'm really having a problem with these new regulations. What do you mean? The only exciting thing is the battle for P13, the battle for P16. Why
you.
do I want to see the battle for
I kind of
P16?
feel like now this is the first time I'm actually hearing you say that, because I feel like you have been consistently. You're like, let's give this a chance.
No, the regulations have not been working how they were supposed to be.
They are
to how
not.
they were
And there's
supposed
no
to be
problem
working.
with FIA just reviewing the whole thing.
I
Is it
mean-
FIA might F1 themselves, FIA.
The FIA, but that's not gonna change until 2026. So, the thing is, the top teams are already decided. Like as
then-
much as we were in the era of Mercedes dominance, it
was
wasn't
the
this. It wasn't. If I can just say, it wasn't this bad. That there were other people who
There
were
was
in the top
Ferrari,
10.
Sebastian, do you remember, like Lewis, Sebastian. But okay. On that note,
Mm-hmm.
I have like something to say. What this weekend or what this season has taught me is that when we were dominating as Mercedes, we were not even dominating.
That was not dominance.
That was not dominance because I
It
feel
was
like
just having a fast
this is
car.
just a wake up call for Mercedes as well. Because let me tell you, Red Bull have the machinery under them.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull have the pit wall for this thing. They have the right strategy calls. I mean,
Yeah.
rarely do they mess
Yeah,
up with
their
strategy.
strategy.
Their pit crew is like, oh my god, like.
On point every single time. I
and let
wouldn't
me tell
even.
you,
I
like,
wouldn't
they
even say.
don't even have a bad weekend.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they are dominating
That-
dominantly.
I think they should come with a new word for dominating because
This is not dominant.
because
you
how-
can't even compare to with Mercedes. Do you know how many times we messed up things?
Yeah,
for
the strategy was
I
bad.
don't know if I think we need to watch that race. I'm so sure, but I mean, I was in school at the time. I'm not sure I could have watched the race. There was that I saw someone just pipe it in Hungary 2014.
2014
You
where
saw
they
it?
put Lewis for hards.
And then that time is that Red Bull don't even have like as in such a and Max went on and won the race. Was it Max?
No, 2014.
Oh, 2014 was in Toro Rosso. Sorry. Hata alikuwa Formula 1.
It was Alonso.
Oh, it was Alonso.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Alonso.
guys. Shit. Wow. Max came into Formula 1 in 2016 because 2015, 16.
2016. I think 2016.
Yeah, because he's been there for like 7 years.
I think 2016.
Yeah, 2016, sorry. Yeah, it was Alonso, sorry, not Max.
Because it started
Whoa.
at Toro Rosso
Toro
first.
Rosso, yeah.
I'm trying to. I'm not.
I'm not very,
I
I'm not
think
very
it's
familiar.
2016
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
So that's the like Max has the car with him and he's dominating the whole season. Every race has been won by a Red Bull.
They're going to break a record for being.
They're going to win all the races
They're
this
going.
season.
I mean, honestly, I don't even see anyone giving them like a contention for any like.
And
for their race win.
like I was also like discussing this, and I said Max is probably going to win all the championships till 2026, and the
Definitely.
only person who can stop Max is Max himself,
Yeah, because
and maybe natural causes.
the thing is natural.
If he decides to go skiing like Lance Stroll and breaks his wrist, so that's a natural cause. So the only person who can stop Max is Max himself.
Yeah, because we can't even say it's his teammate because and you see this the reason why it's also again different from from Mercedes and stroke Lewis dominance. Lewis had like the toughest as his teammates
his
were giving him,
teammates.
everyone was present like every weekend, like let's say it's Bottas had such a good like qualifying.
He was a good
streak.
he was
He's
a good qualifier.
He's a good racer as well. Nico.
I don't know if we should get Nico Rosberg out of retirement, bring him to Red Bull.
Because I feel like you cannot be racing against Max and you're having off weekends. This guy's always on. He's never on.
There's no off weekend with
There's no
Max Verstappen.
His off
Checo,
weekends,
come
like,
on.
And even when he has bad moments, like he has a car, he will just like.
Yeah, he will just.
He had a clean sweep of all the points. Like he dominantly.
All the points he took home, 34 points this weekend.
I
So
mean-
8 for the sprint, 25 for the race, and he took fastest lap.
He was like, it's lap 69. I'm like, you know what, sir? I will pit.
GP was telling him, I think we can go to the end of the race. And Max is saying, I thought you were going to call me to come into box.
Yeah, and the fastest lap was like with Perez.
Yeah.
His teammates. I mean, either way, the points were going their way.
I
But
mean,
it's like,
when Max hears someone else has fastest lap, he has to go get it. How do you pit on lap
Yeah, it's
70?
like,
Lap 70
actually,
out of 71.
it's
Are
like-
you kidding me?
Immediately, no. That's crazy. And that shows you it's Austria. You've built a gapped P2. You have like a pit stop advantage. Like you can pit and still come out comfortably.
To go and get fastest lap. And
That's
the
crazy.
competition behind you isn't even going to try to, catch up with you.
Yeah.
And
That's sad.
I mean, Max, if he wanted to go on a 4-stop, try all the tires, he would have. So, I mean, do I, like what I was saying, I don't feel the regulations are working because the top 10 is always the top 10. Apart from it's the top 4 fastest teams. So we have Red Bull, Mercedes, okay, not in that order. Red Bull, Aston Martin, stroke Ferrari.
Mercedes.
Then Mercedes. And then, those are 2 spots remaining. So
Yeah.
either a McLaren and an Alpine, or a McLaren and Albon, or
Not even
an
Williams and
Alpine
Albon.
or Alpine and Albon.
I love that when people have been asking Albon, like, this whole talks of like being replaced. You guys forgot Albon was also once enough.
He was once in Red Bull.
He's not going back there. I wouldn't even go back there as well.
Yeah.
But if they're giving me the car and they don't even want me to fight their
Yeah,
number one driver,
I'll be the number 2 driver.
Yeah, it's okay. Me,
But
Checo,
yeah,
Checo.
I mean, so this basically the top 10 every single
Yeah.
race. And then the fights that we're seeing is, why are you telling me I should look out for the fight for P30? They're not even going to score points.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
And it's-
racing because
yeah.
they're drivers and they always want to race and,
Yeah, and that's the reason why
overtake
you're
the person.
paid,
Yeah,
exactly.
overtake the person in front of
It's
you.
crazy.
But
Hata kuna
they're not
siku
going to
nishai-
get points.
Nilikuwa na concentrate on race for P16.
Even this weekend, it was a race for P16, Yuki Tsunoda and...
You know, like most of the screen time was like in those fights.
Yeah.
That I don't
Because,
know. That's the way-
there's someone I didn't see this whole race. George Russell.
Oh, me
Did you
too.
see George
No,
this
I
whole
didn't
race?
see- He had issues.
Apart,
He was
apart
always-
from the time he went to pit, that was the only time I saw George Russell.
Guy, what are you saying about Formula One?
I didn't even see George Russell the entire race.
And I haven't even seen him the whole weekend. haven't
I saw
seen
him in the driver's parade, and he was the one who was driving. He he was driving because he knew when he gets on track, there's not much driving he's going to do. So he decided to drive the driver.
There are not even any trees here, and you're providing enough shade for.
I mean, it's true because as for some in some in
Getting heated.
in some instance in the race, I really thought Mercedes weren't even going to finish in the points. And then, to make matters worse, so it's turn 10. Lewis is complaining he has brake issues. He's saying the car won't slow down, so he has to go wide to slow the car. And then Lando Norris is there. Lewis has gone off at turn 10. That's the 4th time he's...
Chicha.
Lewis.
Anna, who you?
I've seen him again. Write that down. And he
He's
said,
like,
write that down.
write down. And then Lewis was like, okay.
And then
Indonesia.
when I heard Norris talk about track limits, I just knew instantly it's gonna be a penalty. So
Yes.
after Lewis got the penalty,
May I just give up?
I was like, and then Sainz got a penalty as well.
No, it was like they were all playing. Everyone's like, I'm following him. He's also going.
Yeah, he
And
was
I
also
like,
going.
So now let's go to the whole reason why even I actually wanted to film this podcast episode today. We can have drivers reporting everyone on the track, and then you are coming on the team radio to bash your driver on national TV.
Tell him to drive.
To drive him to, as if telling him to drive will make the car any drivable. I'm actually not very happy with Toto Wolff.
I mean, I don't have much to say because
course,
I went
you
on a
went
whole
off.
rant in
You're
the morning.
good. Now
So I feel I'm at ease.
I'm not good.
My heart is...
I tried to go off, but now I'm going off again. I want to do it again so that, it wasn't nice. Like, everyone is reporting everyone. Honestly,
Yeah.
yesterday I was like, if this was he made me like Horner a little bit.
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I think we've just given this man, he was like, I don't know what
I
he was
miss
hiding
I
behind.
miss the 2016, 2017, 2018 Toto. He was very, very aggressive. He would not let his teammates,
Be
Yeah.
we're always constantly at a disadvantage.
But every time his driver has been, at a disadvantage that gains someone else an advantage, he hasn't been talking. I know he wanted to calm Lewis down, but going on the team radio to
to
say,
tell him, please drive. No.
yeah, that
It's
we
like,
know the
it
car
was
is bad.
I just felt like it was just it's just a subtle, shut the fuck up
and drive.
What am I driving? Everyone was
Well,
reporting everyone.
everyone.
Everyone's like, oh, that guy has gone off. And also he was everyone, like there's so many.
You know,
penalties
I
dished
feel
out to
I feel the
people.
reason why Lewis got so angry was because
The people ahead of him.
the people ahead of him were going off as well, but they were not given
Given But they were-
penalties.
yeah.
But his penalty was almost instantaneous.
Yeah, it's instant. Like
When Norris said Lewis has gone off at turn 10,
He didn't even take-
3 times, write that down. A few minutes later, I'm just seeing the graphic,
Penalty.
Lewis
And the way-
penalty.
and the way it's like so big.
Yeah.
And then we had that graphic of people who have like penalties.
I mean that was, but you know, this is what I think should be done. That turn 10, because everybody was going off at turn 10.
Gravel.
They should, you know, put something there, gravel, or like extend it a bit so that, you know, the thing is you're coming towards the exit, so you need to slow your car. So, and you know, it's a right-hander.
Yeah.
It's a right-hander.
It is.
So of course you're going to go wide.
They need to do something about
They need to do something about it, because how the whole race yesterday was you get a penalty and you get a penalty, you get a penalty.
I feel like
and
it's
you know,
becoming
it was Yuki Tsunoda penalty, and he got a penalty for not serving a penalty correctly.
He pulled an Ocon.
Yeah, he got a penalty for not serving his penalty correctly.
Yeah.
So many people got penalties. We got Sainz getting a penalty. But my question was, so many people went off, you know, and the penalties that were given, we saw Aston Martin, you know, the race director, he had a booklet. Did you see he had a booklet? He went to, you know, the stewards and wanted them to review. I feel Aston Martin were targeting Checo Perez and Lando Norris.
Yeah.
I don't feel their whole fight was with Lewis and everyone behind him, but I think they were mostly going for those two people.
Yeah.
And then
But
the stewards have come and say that 1,200 laps, they had to check 1,200 laps.
And then just award the same
And then the same people who got penalties in the race are the same people who got penalties
after the review.
After the review.
It make it make sense, because I don't think that, I don't know, maybe I don't know that if that's final. But also the thing is, I love, like, what do they call him over at Aston? Papa Stroll.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love the balls there. It's nice. Just
Yeah,
there was no team backing Aston Martin. They went there with
on their own.
Yeah, we can have Mercedes. Honestly,
You know, and we've seen teams before. We've seen McLaren actually use their right to review when they were given, you know, the penalty for unsportsman. Sportsman.
penalty.
Yeah, that one. They were
Sportsman-like.
Yeah, they use their right to review. So not every time, you know, this is you're competing against other teams. So you have to be in for lack of a better word, you have to be like Christian Horner. You have
Imagine talk your talk, like
Yeah,
just
you
talk.
have-
Okay,
and you know,
people will
you
get
know-
this. So I mean, is there like an award given for being like
for not
being the bigger person always?
Yeah,
In
you
Formula
know-
One, the car's already big.
Yeah, they
He's not
added
being a bigger
weight
person,
actually.
they added weight.
They're 700 and I don't know 90 kilograms, so they're already big cars.
There's already a big person in Formula One. Don't be the bigger person.
I feel like
protest everything. If everything doesn't be a crybaby, we will call you crybabies, but you will still get your thing. I mean, honestly,
I mean, Christian Horner cried until we changed regulations.
they were changed
Imagine
for him.
crying till regulations, you know, regulations of a whole sport
But
are
Toto will be like,
changed. You know, and
Toto doesn't even protest anything. He doesn't protest anything.
He's very
that's
diplomatic.
The thing that's actually like bugging me so much. He plays so very much diplomacy. But then you come and bash Lewis and Team Red. I'm still not happy, honestly. And then he goes as if trying to make it better on interview. He's like, "Oh, you should see
the way
how
we talk on phone."
Oh my god, you're making me boss.
I mean, Toto is very diplomatic, and it bores me. You know, if I'm being honest, the problems of Mercedes started when they, and I will repeat this again, when they let Red Bull take the dust away from them.
Yeah,
that was when the problem started, because you cannot always keep quiet, and you know
it's been raining on them, it's been hailstoning, and it's gonna get worse for them.
You know,
if you continue treating your drivers that way, I feel like you're opening him up for attacks. Do you know, like the way people are now like empowered to just actually come for Lewis?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
pipe that
And
down.
in 2021, another issue I had with Mercedes is, after Silverstone and after the whole Max Verstappen and Lewis accident, and we saw people get so nasty and racist with Lewis, Red Bull released a statement fast before Mercedes. They released a
just trying
statement
to-
first saying
I'm
they
trying
don't
to-
they
I'm
don't
trying
even
to demonstrate how much like Mercedes are trying to be the bigger person, but in the process, you're just being losers.
yeah, don't if you the way
What
the
are their
when you
values,
read
Atta?
the whole article on the penalties, they said 4 times you've gone out the track is a 5-second penalty. I'm so sure Norris and Perez went out off the track more than 4 times.
Oh yeah, but they will say, let's work, keep our head down.
We'll
and
do
work-
the talking on track. You cannot do the talking on track in a slow car. What are you?
talking
What,
are they-
what
what are
talking
they
are you
talking
doing?
about? What are you talking about?
Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
It's
What I mean that I
annoying.
feel like
I-
I do know, or I do understand why Mercedes are, they're pushing their brand, to be, they want to be the most known Formula One team, right? But people aren't gonna know you if you're not winning races.
Their strategy is not even working.
I mean,
If you're not winning races, no one will know you.
people know Max Verstappen.
We know Max
because
now,
because
they're
he's-
winning
They're winning.
races.
I mean, I miss the days where I could see Toto and Horner attack each other. I mean,
Toto
if you
is
have
just-
the document, go
Yeah, if you
with
have
it to the
something
stewards. I mean,
backing-
they pay like a protest fee,
Yeah.
but
Come on. It's just
I
a
mean
fee.
that's Mercedes made like 500 million in profit. That's little money.
I'm thinking people are saying it's business. I mean, Toto owns
Toto-
a stake in Mercedes.
yeah,
so maybe he's
the
trying to
largest,
protect
or
the stocks.
the
Yeah, it's the
30
largest.
yeah, 33%.
So I mean, he's trying to protect his stock. And honestly, I don't want to even talk about it.
I
Because
mean, I feel like, but I said this in the morning, but I got bashed for it. I said Toto should, I feel like
relinquish.
not even relinquish, but take a less active role. Like Zach Brown in McLaren,
yeah.
they have a team principal
But
who is not the CEO.
Yeah.
So Zach Brown, as much as he comes to the track, he's, whenever there's press conferences, we see Zach Brown.
But we've
we
called
should
for
have
it, such
team,
an
yeah, we should have
arrangement
a,
at
a
Mercedes.
team principal, because Toto
Do you
is,
have someone who you want to be principal? I know you do. You don't?
I do,
Who?
but I don't know.
You don't want to say it?
Yeah. Who do you want?
I don't want to say as well. But
You
Toto,
want James Allison?
of course. I mean, he always like this when he does this debriefs. I'm like,
No, but I'm
I
angry
don't
at
know.
James Allison after the whole pit stop saga. He's explaining to us why our pit stops
Are
are slow.
slow. As
Because they should make sure every tire is fixed well.
kwani Red Bull wana fixing guitars zao vibaya?
Have you ever seen a Red Bull car, lose a tire
Have you?
because they did a
James.
pit stop in 2.1 seconds?
Honestly, like I feel like
Like, I saw,
Mercedes,
I saw the pit stop. The DHL, pit stop. They release that every weekend after Sunday, and McLaren did the fastest pit stop,
Wow,
2.1 for
nice.
Lando Norris. So in that whole list, there was no Ferrari and no Mercedes. It
But
was
you know, the
Red
thing
Bull,
is-
Red Bull,
the thing is-
Williams, and the second one was Yuki Tsunoda. AlphaTauri,
But
and
anyway.
I feel like it's just the whole collective of Red Bull
Bull,
powered trains and
yeah,
the whole
which are very
thing.
good.
They really, really, really,
Work
work on their pit stops, like
Yeah.
every single time. But I'm like, now I bring this question: how did Esteban Ocon get a 30-second penalty? I thought I didn't read it right, but I'm
He
seeing
got multiple like
I'm seeing BWT Alpine Racing Team, BWT. I'm like, wait, he got multiple penalties.
he was nominated for multiple penalties.
I think the
Grammy.
stewards were, there's someone missing in this list.
Ocon.
Who is it? Ocon. So Ocon served 5 penalties.
5.
1 for unsafe release.
And then now he had like the track limits.
Yeah,
A
5,
total of
10,
that is
10, and
But
5.
where that we still finished P12.
And
I'm on P14.
apparently, Ocon will have got more penalties. I think they just said, yeah, Metosh.
Stop. Make it stop.
He will have gotten like 7 or
Yeah.
like more than that. I think they said, hey, Metosh.
You Metosha. Wait.
He'll finish in, what was the last race you were in? before us.
Oh my God! You
If they
finish in
give-
Canada.
When they give him more penalties, they're going to. he's-
Nikamata Rudi Montreal.
Yeah, he's gonna finish in Canada, and you
Yeah,
know
that
Max
too.
Verstappen is already in FP2 in Silverstone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean it was very unfortunate because now Carlos Sainz finished P6. I feel for him.
And
I
Lewis as
feel
well,
for him.
like, those
They inverted the cars.
with
So you see,
Russell.
Aston Martin, by them lodging that complaint, it
Their
helped them
driver-
in the championship points because Stroll jumped to P9 and Alonso jumped to P5. So it did help them as much as maybe it did not, tilt the scales on the drivers' championship. It might just
Yeah.
in the constructors because
and every point like counts now.
Yeah, I
The-
mean-
from like in fact from P2, that's just a fight for the championship.
Yeah.
And even with Alonso in the drivers' championship because
in,
now
he helped him against Perez in some bit.
yeah,
So in my understanding is Mercedes, if you don't fix your issues, Aston Martin deserves to be P2 in the constructors.
But remember, again, Formula One is not like a deserving team.
Yeah.
You just do the work, then you get
So
there.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
mean
I mean-
we all deserve to win. I mean,
I
come
mean-
on, Tsunoda deserves a race win.
If I was like an F1 fairy, I would have made sure
Everyone won.
not everyone,
Some people.
just my favorites.
Or your favorites.
I'm biased,
Yeah.
but I will give Yuki Tsunoda a race win.
I would give him.
And
because
Lando Norris as well.
Yeah, I was
He's
almost
never
saying,
won a race.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's so
almost
sad.
won the one
He
in-
almost won Russia.
Russia, but then the rain, and then he didn't pit on time. Anyway, that's all from us this weekend. We're going to
Silverstone this week.
Mercedes are promising to give us upgrades, but
And Toto promised if there's a race they're going to win,
It's
it's Silverstone. I'm waiting. If not, you need to pay me compensation for emotional damage. I feel like
Emotional and psychological.
I feel like
damage.
Mercedes should be paying for my therapy.
Honestly, I feel like now this is therapy for me. I feel much better like talking about it. I mean, I hope they do much better. We do support the team. We believe in the dream. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
what the dream is, but
I mean, as far as I can tell, Max Verstappen has already won Silverstone.
yeah, I
so
mean, but honestly, we will just wait and see how that goes.
Yeah,
so
simply
we'll
lovely.
see you, simply lovely.
simply lovely.
Yeah, Max Verstappen, you've won. Oh yeah, sorry. So congratulations again. I always love this.
Oh.
Congratulations to Ferrari on their 800th
Podium. And congratulations to Nico, who did his 150th race, but unfortunately did not finish. Congratulations to Lando Norris for his highest finish so far.
Yeah.
In this season, he finished P4. Who else are we congratulating? Congratulations to Charles for being on the podium.
Charles for actually just. I don't know what. I didn't see him so much in the race, but thank you.
You tried.
tried.
I mean, Max also said that he wished Charles had a better car,
They would
so
give
that
us
they can race in the nothing just an incident days.
Yeah, and also our extended condolences to the FRECA, like
Yeah, the
motorsport community for the loss of
the loss. Yeah,
what's his name again?
Van. It's a hard name for me to say. Let me just not say it. But yeah, the Formula 4 driver who
It's Formula 4.
yeah, who unfortunately lost his life in Spa. During the race. It's
Please
very
don't let the
unfortunate.
drivers like race out
And
in
this-
such
they're
conditions.
babies. I mean, they're babies.
Formula 1 drivers were not even allowed to race in such
Yeah,
conditions.
in Spa 2021. So I mean, the stewards, the race director, the
I need
FIA,
to get his name right.
they
so
need
can
to be held accountable because these are babies. Why are you letting them race in such conditions? I mean, they can go without racing.
It won't kill. Oh shit.
Nothing is going to happen when they don't race. They can race later, or you can just cancel the whole Grand Prix. So it was very unfortunate. He was 19.
18. What was it? 18.
I really felt his death. Like, it was very unfortunate.
Delano.
Yeah. It's
He's Dutch.
his Dutch? Oh.
Yeah, so our extended condolences, and we mourn with the motorsport community. But I feel like then maybe it's always nice to review safety issues.
Yeah, it's a wake up call to do better, especially in Spa. There's been so many instances. So
yeah. So we'll see you out in Silverstone in A few days.
Yeah, in a few days. It's
Yeah.
this week. This month we're racing every single weekend.
Oh my God. It's July.
Yeah, we're racing every single weekend. So, here it's cold. For the people who are plotless over the weekend, we have something to do. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.